We're off to a very, very confusing start. They don't want to host foreigners. There's one guy who's been following us for almost 2 kilometers now. Feet of you.
Nobody speak English.
Yeah.
So
Salam guys, good morning. We're off to a very, very confusing start. We're right now at the Bamiyan bus terminal. The minivan behind me is the vehicle that goes to Bamiyan, and today our plan is to get there. We've had a very, very tough morning because we've been asking so many people how to get here, and every taxi driver turned out to be a scammer in one way or the other. It is so unusual because in this country it never so happened till now that people were misleading us. So thanks to Mohammed, you saw in our last video, he was very helpful and tried to find this spot for us, and he coordinated on the phone. Even then the taxi driver ended up like screaming and taking some extra money from us, and we are about 2 hours late. The bus typically leaves every hour or so as soon as it gets full, and right now this bus is charging us about 350 Afghani per person to get us to Bamiyan, which is about a 5-hour journey. So we'll just go get inside. Shish is already inside. She's very tired, so she's just sitting inside now.
What a messy morning. Not at all pleasant. I didn't expect this in Afghanistan.
So that's our current update, and now we're just getting into the vehicle, and once it begins to move, hopefully we can relax. So we are finally on the move. We are in this van. This is Lomo. You remember him from the last vlog.
is
So we're all just sitting 3 in a row, and then there's 3 people behind us and 3 people behind that, and in front they have 3 and another 3 including the driver. So it's really, really packed. There's absolutely no space.
It's
But
just
it's
a
fun.
little bit bigger than an Omni van, but there are like so many people. First time we took something like this, the first time we rode a vehicle like this was from the border to Herat. When we were sitting in the front, we didn't really experience sitting in the back, so this is our chance.
So Lomo, what does this
also
remind you?
this one have cheap transportation also, and you experience also like local. So that's why me also travel in Africa. They are same van, so it's very like craziest transportation. Like
Yeah, it is very crazy indeed. But this is the cheapest way to get to Bamiyan, so that's why we decided to go for it. It fits into all of our budget.
yes,
And now it takes about, I think, 4 or 5 hours as per what the driver said. And
Also, interesting thing we noticed is in the car while driving, you cannot play music. So every time there's a checkpoint or security checkpoint, the driver just turns down the volume. Now he just started playing the music.
yeah, and all of this is linked to the phone, so there is no music system in the car.
yes. No problem.
Salam. Salam. Music is now off, and we are very quietly moving along in the vehicle. It's too hazy outside.
That is Lobo's bag, alone sitting on the roof.
also picked up this really funky looking snack. It's like save, what you get in India, but chili flavored. And this cost 5 Afghani. It's made in Afghanistan. And this snack is made in Afghanistan. So it's open.
It's pretty tasty.
Let's open it. ये सब
بچی دل به دلی و بند دل ما بند دل ما بچی دل به دلی و بند دل ما بند دل ما قسم که یاری با وفای توی ما قسم که یاری با وفای توی ما نفس جو عاشق و شهیدای توی ما خریداری ناز و ادای توی ما خریداری ناز و ادا بلای بر تو شنو میو نفس جو بلای بر تو شنو میو نفس جو اسیری حلقه زلفای توی ما اسیری حلقه زلفای توی ما نفس جو عاشق و شهیدای توی ما خریداری ناز و ادای توی ما خریداری ناز و ادا
They're now at the halfway mark and they've just stopped for tea.
Just stopped for a quick break on the side of the road and it's so noisy.
There are a few shops, a few mechanic stores, garages, a lot of vehicles, and it's very cold.
And there's a toilet.
I think it must be
Single
around-
digit, 2 degrees or 3 degrees.
Yeah. We're definitely at a very high altitude here because the air feels a lot thinner and we can definitely see much shorter mountains than what we used to see earlier. Along the way, we saw a lot of frozen streams, a lot of ice. There was no fresh snow, but we could definitely see a lot of sub-zero. We could definitely see a lot of sub-zero temperature effects. So a lot of the small rivers that were flowing were completely frozen and looked so icy like mirrors. And everybody's just standing in the sun to get some warmth. So we just got a portion of Kabuli palau, some potato curry here, and free bread, and some chai.
Gave us green tea.
So this is the typical meal you get here in this restaurant, and
And everywhere you see in Afghanistan, they would have laid out this plastic mat in between and they place all the food items on top of it. And people sit around the mat and enjoy their meal.
yeah, and a lot of the women who, like when there are women who are traveling on the road and they want to come to these rest stops, they get their own little section, and this section is where we're sitting. It's like a family room.
They call this the family section, and you can see that there are curtains behind, so they separate the family section from the other tables where usually men sit. It's very soft and nice. The rice is also really long. Compared to the other restaurants, it's not really sweet, so I'm enjoying it. I like this.
You pretty much stored everything outside like it's an open air refrigerator.
جان کشتم مرا زلفان چنگ چنگی تو جان کشتم مرا زلفان چنگ چنگی تو آخ صد قشقم چشمان قشنگی تو آخ صد قشقم چشمان قشنگی تو هر جا روم یاد تو در خاطر من است هر جا روم یاد تو در خاطر من است ای وای دلم افتاده در چنگ تو ای وای دلم افتاده در چنگ تو جان کشتم مرا زلفان چنگ چنگ تو آخ صد قشقم چشمان قشنگ تو پیروز جوان حسرت
We have finally made it to Bamiyan, and this is the taxi minivan terminal here. Hello. And all around you can see mountains here, and little villages scattered here and there. And from here you can see a big hole. I think that's where the big Buddha is. Maybe we will visit it in the next vlog. This kind man just invited us to his home to stay for the night. We said we didn't want to trouble him, and we are promising him that we will visit him tomorrow for some chai.
So we're finally in Bamiyan. So this is the town center, and it's not very big. I think the whole town is only about in a 3-kilometer radius or so. And right now we are in the Bazaar Street. Lot of busy.
I thought it would be more deserted than this, but it looks pretty busy.
So our first task right now is to find a place to stay. We have no clue where to find one, so we're just walking on the center road. Looks like there are a lot of tourists here from. So it looks like there are a lot of foreign tourists here because when we entered the town, there was a little register we had to sign at the Taliban office, and we saw many nationalities listed there, and we just added our names too. So far,
Bamiyan is like the coldest part of Afghanistan we've ever been to.
and it's I think it's close to 3 or 4 degrees during the day right now, and the sun is already setting.
Yeah, and at night it goes to -5 or 6.
So we have no clue what to expect because we definitely don't have clothes. I don't even know. So whenever you walk down the street, there's always a crowd that gathers. So the people we saw there crowding around, that was again the local Taliban representative, and they basically welcomed us to say that if there's any trouble you have, then you can count on us, and they just handed out their phone number in case you need anything. Well, right now we just need warmth because the wind is really cold. Trying to get into a hotel room now.
This one.
This one?
Yes.
So we just got sent away from that hotel. They don't want to host foreigners, and then they said you should go to some other place. Now we're again looking for a new hotel.
That hotel was actually pretty good and
Yeah.
reasonably priced as well. I think we need to go on this road.
Let's go. So we were just walking looking for another hotel, and we just found that there's this one guy who's been following us for almost 2 kilometers now.
We didn't notice it. We stopped at a supermarket to ask
Did
where
you
we
notice?
could.
What? Did you notice him following us?
No.
No.
We stopped at the supermarket to check if we can find a cheap hotel nearby.
And the shopkeeper, he has been in India before. He speaks very good English, so he was very helpful, and he contacted someone to come pick us up, and that's when he actually pointed us to this man who was following, and he said most of the cheaper hotels are not accepting you because this guy, I think, has been following around, and his job is to basically make sure that we don't go to certain hotels and go to a certain one. We have no clue.
Now it makes sense because firstly they showed us the room and they were okay with us staying there.
All of a
And
sudden.
after 5 minutes they're like, no.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense.
So, how does it feel to be followed by a spy?
I heard people maybe
Wait.
don't know about the tourists, and because this area is very far from the main city, that's why, and nobody speak English,
Yeah.
so that's the problem. Also Urdu, so
Can we go to the side of the road?
Yeah.
okay. But now maybe find a guest house, another
Yeah.
guest house, to see how it is.
So we have barbed wire fencing here for some reason, and this is our guest house. Salam.
So,
Oh, what is your name?
my name is Farzad.
Farzad. Nice to meet you. I'm Nav.
It's a very big room.
Yeah. Oh, it is cold. The floor is really cold. And right outside this are the mountains of Bamiyan.
सामने वाला ग्लास को थोड़ा साफ कर लीजिए, ये वाला को, ये थोड़ा, ये देखो ऑयल लगा है ना, इससे वाइड वाला जो रे का क्रिएशन होता है. हाँ अभी ठीक है. ओके.